G'day guys. How you going today, Blisso?
Go good, how you go, Dee?
I'm going good. We're here at, Bliss, where are we?
Mungalup Beach Campground.
Mungalup Beach Campground. Went for a swim this morning and it's turned a bit overcast, pretty cold. Blisso's got the jumper and the long strides on, and we've been wanting to do this for a little while, is go around our van, which we've had for 4 years now, and we have put it through the ringer.
Yeah.
Been on a lot of hard tracks, haven't been easy on the poor old girl at all, and after 4 years of hard yakka, thought we might show you everything that's gone wrong, everything we've needed to fix, and a couple of things that we've loved. Yeah?
Yeah. Sounds good.
So Blisso's going to start on the outside.
Yep. So I'll just put my cover now.
Side note, I have not cleaned a thing in preparation.
No, nothing's clean, it is how it is.
Yep.
We did give it a wash there when we were in Esperance.
Yep.
But, yeah, there's still nowhere near clean. But anyway, so where do we start there?
I reckon start with the awning, because this awning has not missed a beat. It's electric. It's dirty.
Yeah. It's all wrinkled.
But what happened to this awning, Blisso?
At one point when we were on the last big trip, we were going to Gregory Downs, I think, or Lawn Hill in Queensland.
Lawn Hill.
And we're on this dirt road, and we come through this washout where a culvert pipe was, and it had been washed out. It was a fair sort of a gully, and I hit it about, I didn't see it till I got on top of it. We're doing about 60 k's, and I hit it at 60 k's and bounced the whole thing. I reckon I think all 6 wheels come off the ground at one point.
Yep.
We bounced through it, and because we had stuff stored on the bed, it fell off the bed and hit the switch.
A box of Coke fell off the bed.
Fell off the bed and hit the awning switch, and we still had the plug switches still on, so therefore it opened the awning, and the awning fully extended like it is, but the legs went down obviously, and we're driving along doing 50-60 k's dirt road. I just happened to look in the mirror, and here it is, out and about, flapping around. Just as well we didn't have to move over for a car, because we would have knocked it clean off, because it sticks out 2 metres. Yep. I thought for sure it's buggered. It still works.
Yep. It never missed a beat. That little episode, fanging along a dirt track at 60k with it fully extended, did not damage it at all.
It still works.
Yep.
I was shocked.
Yep.
And we've had out in the winds, the other day at Bunna Cliffs. We had it set up like this, and it was a nice day like this, just eating tea, and all of a sudden the wind come up and he blew it. Like the wind come right way, I was pushing these things in because this was pulling back. No, it still works.
Yep.
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty good. It seems flimsy, it's stronger than it looks. We can guarantee you that.
Yep.
So another problem we've had with the van, and for the fridge slide, it's got this little tab here. You push down, and you've got to push it down to pull it out. Well, it's worn from the weight of the fridge and stuff, and it moving around. It's wore this little clip here, so it doesn't hold it in anymore. So I put this on the front of it. You can see where that hits the door here, just there, and so it's been in a bit. But this is basically our fridge top, so when the door's closed, that just rests up against that. So I haven't bothered to fix that because it's only going to do it again, so I've just left it. That works. That's been like that for 3 years. Yep. Since we put that fridge in.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's just a little thing, but it could be a big thing if if these clips let go or something, the fridge keeps flying out. It is a pest though when you got your van slightly angled this way, it'll just keep wanting to come out.
It's actually how we test how level the van is, because when we pull up and Bliss goes, how are we level? And I just flick that door open, and if the fridge rolls out, I go, nah, get the chocks out.
No, it's no good.
Yep.
But anyway, we've put up with 3 years, it hasn't been a real problem. Other than that, everything's fine.
And the fridge works a cracker. Yeah. And we always, there's a little, see that? That's fridge cleaner and deodorizer. Just tucks down there behind that, because with these fridges, you've got to clean them out every couple of weeks when you're living out of it, because they just get a smell and they get a mess. So I've just always got that tucked behind there, so we can keep the fridge nice and clean.
So anyway, another problem we've had is this step. It's electric step, it still works.
It
But
hardly works.
it's had a hide, and as you can see, it's been flogged with rocks, and you can see the rust coming in. But the other day we were checking, we had a lookout or something. Anyway, I was driving out, and there was like a hump where they graded the road, and there's a little washout on the left side I didn't see, and this wheel went in the washout, and therefore this step got caught here, bent that back, because it dragged heavily on the ground. It wouldn't come out at that point, so I had to flog it with a hammer and a screwdriver and stuff. So it still works, but it's not as good as it used to be. But
I can't open it. This has to do it.
I've got to flick the switch and help it to go back in. And when you flick the switch, you've got to pull it for it to come back out. Otherwise, it won't work.
Yep.
So, well, that's a recent thing.
Yep.
What else? So while we're going through things we've had to fix, I've had to do up the suspension. We run the original suspension for 3.5 years.
Yep.
And when we were in the Gibb River on the last trip, after all the corrugation, the shock started to leak. They still worked, but they were leaking. So the time we got home and finished the trip and used it a few more times, the shocks weren't doing their job anymore. So the caravan was doing a lot more of this. So we upgraded it to the Levels kit, which is a video earlier in the piece if you want to check that out. That's what we've done. It's new. It's got new shocks, new springs, new stoppers, chains to stop it flexing too much. So all that's new, and it's been in there. Oh, it's been on there this whole trip. So they've only been there 3 or 4 months, and so far it's working really well.
Yep.
So if anyone's keen to do that, we've had no problems with it. It tows a lot better than it ever did. Now, what else do you?
This leaks.
Oh, this will leak, yeah, because there's no.
Only when it gets poured on, like you can see that you can't, and it's got the, what do you call that thing that we put on?
Gap cover.
Gap cover. Got the gap cover on, so it doesn't, it has to be a lot of rain, but if there is a lot of rain, this leaks.
Yeah.
And which doesn't really matter, as long as you don't have anything in there you don't want to get wet, like salt.
Yeah, salt, pepper.
The salt we kept flooding.
So as the water comes in, the rain hits the side of the van, it'll run down here. I can or could put in some sticky back foam in there, which I just haven't done.
Yeah, we
that
don't
would
need
fix
to.
it, but I haven't really worried about it too much.
Yep.
So that's just a minor thing.
Yep.
Oh, another thing when we were away last time, the wires for the trailer brakes broke. Right at the hub where the 2 wires go in to activate your trailer brakes. 3 out of 4 just rubbed and broke off, so I ended up with no trailer brakes.
And what happened?
We ended up rolling backwards down a hill at Bullock's Hill.
Yep.
Because of that. And I thought it was the controller, and replaced the controller and put in a new plug and everything, and it still wouldn't work. And I got under there and found those wires were broken. So I took it in and got it all repaired properly.
So what broke the wires?
The conduit it runs through came out of the conduit, and there's like a hard plastic clip that holds it there. I was just rubbing on the edge of that clip and cut through it.
So it wore through our brake.
Brake wires that activate, yeah.
Yep. So we literally had no
We
brakes
had
at all.
no brakes and weren't working at all.
Yeah.
So that's been fixed.
Yeah. So this drawer, like, it's dirty, it's full of crud, but no dust gets into it.
No.
It's dirty because sand blows into it when I've got it open, but like after 4 years it still seals up really well.
It's like that, like,
Yeah, the whole
it looks
thing.
like it's leaking, but it's not, because
Yeah.
when you got your kitchen out, you got to leave the door open.
Yep.
So on a windy afternoon, you get dust blowing in there. So that's,
But it's
you
like,
can wipe that 100 times, and then the next day it'll be dirty because it's open all the time when you're set up.
yeah. So yeah, that's
But other than
everything here still works perfectly. We haven't had any issues with anything
No.
to do with the kitchen.
that,
No.
no, not at all.
The windows.
Everything.
Oh, one window up the front here.
Oh, this one.
This one here. That blind is broken.
Yeah.
Monty broke it day 1, hour 1.
Yeah, so it lasted about an hour.
Yeah, it lasted about an
Very
hour.
first day, and we
Hard on gear, our big chick.
you can see the strings come out, and I've tried to put it back in. It still works.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
It
work
won't stay
well, so
closed.
we don't use that at all. And the kids are in there, still close it, still sort of works.
Yep.
But the screen's a bit dodgy on it.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yep.
Hitch, fine, I like it. Some people like it, some don't. I'm used to it, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I can I can wind this up and hook it on myself.
Yeah.
Bliss lots of times will reverse back and I'll hook it on and wind it down by myself. It's easy to use.
Yeah, so it's fine. I don't see any difference between using that and DA35. It's just a different way of hooking it up.
Yeah.
You still got to line the pin up and put it in. So
yeah.
For me, that's been on there since day dot. I've had no problem with it.
No.
Everything's original here. Gas bottle holders. Everything in here's been fine. Every now and again, like now, the screw comes off that, which I've got to fix again. There's a couple little screws that go in the back there. It just rattles loose, but
yeah, that's just
a little thing.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. So everything here is fine. Jockey wheel's been really good.
That's me washing line.
Yeah.
I think it's called an all small, but they're really handy.
So even the mud flaps like the original, and they were ripping off. I just fixed them the other day. You can see the split now. Just cut them off a bit shorter and re-put them back on. The legs have been a bit dodged, especially this one. I drove off with it down, and it sort of didn't do it much good.
Yeah.
But when we took it and got some work done on it, like I wanted to, we'll get back to that. Got some work done on it, and they fixed these two front legs. So they were getting sticky from all the dust and stuff, and this one was a bit bent, so they fixed them. They work good now. I don't know what they've done on, but they work good.
Yep.
The other thing, the lock for the door, it wouldn't lock properly. It's sort of only half lock, so you do your thing, you lock it and pull it across and do it. It wouldn't engage all the way around. So we've got that fixed. So you can still open it even once it's locked, but now it's fixed.
And dust probably did that too.
And dust wouldn't have helped it, yeah. It's seen a lot of dust. We don't dust proof the van at all. It hasn't got a dust reduction thing on it. It doesn't get bugger all. It gets a little bit in the back, right near the bed. And a lot of that comes in when the wind's blowing, because there's a tiny little gap there that it can't get. It doesn't leak water or anything. Just lets a little bit of dust in.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything here is fine. Everything's working.
Yeah. None of these get dust in them at all.
No problem with anything at all.
In every single dusty road we've ever been on, we haven't had an issue with dust coming into any of these drawers.
No. So,
hot water system.
Hot water system.
Outside tap, we don't really use it. Every now and then we do, but we don't really use it.
We've used it like twice in the whole time we've had it.
Yeah, the kids probably use it more than us.
There's your fill points and that. It all works.
Yep.
I broke this tail light once with a tree.
Yep.
Replace that.
So that tail light's a replacement?
This one here did have a bit of moisture in it, but it seems to have dried out, but it was still working.
Yep.
The other thing I have a few problems with, I don't know if the newer ones, because this is a 19 model, just under here is where it's sort of, these things, there's one on each side, they tend to bend down, they catch on that rubber when you're trying to pack it away. So I've got to keep pushing them up every now and again. They're very, just a thin alloy metal type stuff, but it's not really a big problem. All the latches and that work.
Yep.
Spare wheel things all works. Everything works. The only thing that don't work is the stereo at the moment. I think it's just pure fuse. I have to pull that apart. Well, we don't use it.
We don't use it anyway.
I don't really care. I had to replace this once, but that's because I broke the lid off it. I didn't like it being exposed. So Austrack actually sent me out a new one, and I just got to put on. But yeah. So I can't think of anything else.
That's broke. We broke that.
Oh yeah. I don't even know how I broke this thing.
I think I might have done that. Oh, yeah, actually I can't really remember.
You used to be able to fold it down without having to take this out, but I don't know why now you've got to take that out for it to fold up.
Yeah.
But it never used to do that, so I don't understand how it worked in the first place.
No, actually I don't understand either. I think, yeah, no, I got nothing. I don't know.
It used to fold down without having to take that out.
Just by itself, but...
yeah, no. All the solar's still all original, the air conditioner still works, everything is in good nick.
Yep.
You know, apart from those few little problems on the outside. I had to get a wheel alignment once, but that's with any van. It's only on the second set of wheel bearings, and we put these wheel bearings in before the last trip, so and they were still good, so we didn't have any reason to replace them. The next thing we'll probably be looking at is the brakes. I think they need adjusting, or they're starting to wear a bit, so they'll be fine for the rest of this trip. But I think that's it.
Yep.
For the outside. Yeah. 4-year-old, Gibb River Road.
Not just the Gibb River Road, like we've flogged this thing around up in Kosciuszko.
Spends a lot of time on the dirt.
Yeah, on the beach.
Yeah, as you can see, it's not the cleanest rig. It's got, I don't know if you can see them, but there's pinstripes all over it.
Yep.
Where it's just been out up the tracks and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even
They're
the
hard to
windows,
notice.
they don't scratch. Like
No.
This has got marks on it from the fridge door.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't open that up properly, the fridge doors will slide on that, but that's not really a problem.
No.
That's just laziness, not pulling out enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, all right. So that's the outside. The other thing that never worked from day dot was the aerials they put on these stupid little triangle TV aerials. It worked the very first day we got it.
Yep.
Never worked again.
Yep.
And they done their best. They sent us boosters and new aerials, but it never worked again.
Yeah.
So it's the one that was on these perish now. It's just got the mount there, so I don't have to pull it apart and have a hole in the roof. So we just bought this wire antenna. It's like conduit with wire on it with 2 aerials like that, and we put it on there.
Bliss just knocked this up himself on a trip when I
So we just
was whinging about the telly.
put it there, mount the mouse on the pop bit, pop it up, and then when we got the brakes nut fixed, we got them to run another cable from here to where the telly is. So we did, because the other cable runs off the roof, it's too hard to access. So we just put a whole new cable. It just sits under the kitchen. If we want to use it, just pull it out and plug it in. Don't even need it boosted. It picks up better than the other aerial did. Yeah, didn't need it boosted. So that was just another little thing that let us down. All right. You want to do the inside, dear?
Sure.
All right. We're going to do the inside, and we'll see in a minute.
G'day guys. Come in. I'll show you around. Don't mind the mess. Now, Bliss, you wanted to say something as you come in the door there about that water pump.
Yes.
Because the water pump's probably been one of the things that have been the biggest problems.
Yeah, this water pump switch, when we first got it, it worked good, but the switch is always a bit dodgy, but it lasted probably 12 months or more, and I ended up having to replace it, that switch. So that's not hard, it's not a major thing, but we just thought we'd bring it up because we had to replace that. But other than that, everything here works. The stereo isn't working.
What about the water pump?
Oh, the pump itself. It used to like come on and off on its own, so we had to turn this off after every time we used it. It's like it was getting air in it, and it was leaking at one point, which is one of the things we had to get fixed before we come on this trip. Just get it all fixed. We plugged it into mains water in Gundagai not long after we first got it, and the pressure was so high there was like a pressure valve or release valve or something there. It wrecked it, and it was always leaked ever since. And ever since that problem, the pump couldn't hold pressure. It just kept coming on and off. So you'd have to turn it off, or otherwise through the night it would just run all night and not actually pump any water. And every now and again it would have leaked. So we've got all that fixed, and that was still doing it after we got it all fixed. And I'll show you in a minute, but there's a clear cap right near the pump. It's like a viewing bowl, clear bowl, and it was still loose, so it was letting air in there, so it kept losing pressure, kept cutting in and out because it couldn't hold pressure. And anyway, I'll show you that in a minute. But anyway, in the meantime, Vic will show you around.
So obviously we've got the bunks, and we've taken the bunks out for this trip so that we can use that for storage, because 5 months away in need of storage. These are, I've showed you before, these are our clothes, 4 sections. Whatever fits in there we were allowed to take, whatever didn't wasn't allowed to come. Obviously it folds down here, so everything there has to be under the fold. Nothing, all the points are great, the lights are all great, haven't had any issues with the pop top. moving backwards, we've got these from Bunnings. We've had 2 of those come off in the 4 years we've had it, and they were the original ones that had the plastic clips. These now are metal. This bit here is metal, and they don't fatigue like the plastic fatigued. So the plastic lasted a couple of years. It lasted the full gib, but eventually it fatigued and then just cracked across the line there. So I've replaced them with metal ones. So I've got 4 of them, 2 there, 1 here, and 1 in the bathroom. This is the biggest pain in the butt. It's not a game changer, but it always gets stuck.
Yeah.
And we've replaced that twice, and we've got a spare one in case.
Yeah.
So I've got another one in there. I'll show you something I love that we've just done for this trip. That is a paper towel holder. So it's a paper towel holder that just attaches to the inside of the door, and I've just put it upside down, like up like that, so it holds my toilet rolls, and then you can just shut the door and your toilet rolls don't get wet when you turn on the shower, or you don't go to the toilet and find out there's no paper in there because you've taken it out when you had a shower. Everything else in here is still going great. Have had no issues with the bed, no issues with any of the blinds. The back blind, it works, but you'll notice that it's popped out a little bit. Cable fell through that. We left him in the van on the bed, and he heard us coming, and he stuck his nose so far out through the fly mesh that he fell out the back. So we've poked it all back in and it's fine, but it just, when you move that back blind up and down, you do have to be a little bit careful. I've broken, that's my light there, and that's the clip that holds it. I've broken that clip. Neither here nor there, doesn't really make a difference. These drawers, all of these, because of the dust, sometimes get stuck, but you just got to move it a little bit. And we've never had a cupboard door swing open while we're driving, have we?
Lost a couple of screws here and there, but
yeah,
nothing major.
No.
Like these ones. You push it in, it'll open.
Yeah.
But it won't come back out. Couple taps. I could spray it or something. I'm more worried about more dust getting there and making it worse. So
Yeah.
just leaving it.
The telly, it's one of the things I hated about the setup of this van. I just think it's a silly setup where you've got a TV here, but the DVD player and the connection is down the front, near the front steps.
So the stereo is the actual DVD player.
Yeah.
And then every time we tried to play DVD in there, it wouldn't start at the beginning. It'd like start at the last bit before the end. Then you try to rewind it, it'd just go all over the place. You couldn't get it to work properly. And
you'd have to jump out of bed, run down the end.
Yeah, just turn it on.
To play with the controls to make this work. Yeah. So we got rid of that telly pretty much straight away. It just was not functional. It's just a silly idea. And we got this TV from Kick-Ass, which is a 12-volt telly, and then we just used the Amazon Fire Stick. So Amazon Fire Stick, which gives you, it turns it into a smart TV. So we have Netflix and pay TV, whatever we've got. So we just use that.
It also
the Kick-Ass TV has a DVD player built into the side here. It was like about 150 bucks, so it wasn't very expensive. And then, like Bliss said, then we had the aerial wired in by an auto electrician, and we can just plug the aerial into it if we're just watching normal TV, or if we're somewhere there's a signal. But like at the moment, we're in complete middle of nowhere. There's no signal or anything, so we just turn the Starlink on for a couple of hours at night time, watch a bit of YouTube or a movie through the Fire Stick, which is easy. Other than that, everything else is still as we purchased it from Austrack. We've been so happy with this van. Nothing's ever really gone terribly wrong for us. I say that the brakes went and we all but crashed it, but I don't feel like that was
That's not Austrack.
Yeah, it's not an Austrack fault. That's a hard working, like we absolutely flogged it, and then we didn't go over it properly before, you know, taking it on a trip. We should have kind of maybe checked that. But yeah, everything is all schmick. Bliss has put shelves in here. Pretty much all of the cupboards have shelves in them, and Bliss put those in. They were actually just big cupboards, and same as these, all of these have got a shelf in them. It's just handier. They were all just one big space, and that Bliss has put shelves in every single one of them just because it's so much more user friendly.
Now the other thing, while we're here, I want to add, this van never come with a diesel heater.
Oh yeah, we put that in.
We got it put in,
yep.
And it was just one of those $250 eBay jobs. Never missed a beat.
No.
It's the best thing we've put in this van.
Yep.
And the other thing is we updated to lithium batteries.
Yes.
The AGMs, they come with it. We got about 12 months out of them. They weren't much chop. And then we put a couple of gels in which were better, but we were still struggling for power. So we ended up putting the lithium in.
Yep.
We didn't have to change any of the setup at all to run the lithium, because we got the iTech well once they just a drop-in replacement, so we just went with them, and they've been working well. And then while we're here, I'll show you this bit on the pump I was talking about earlier. So here's the pump here.
What's that?
That's your wet bag.
Yeah, got you.
So we've got a few rolls here, but this is the pump, and that glass bowl I was talking about is this. This was loose, so if you've got a van and it seems like it's spurting and getting air in the system and it won't build up pressure or keeps trying to run, check that first, tighten that up, make sure that's tight, because if it sucks air in there, it'll just keep on and off trying to keep the pressure up. So that was the problem there. Ever since I did that, it's fixed it.
Yep.
So I can't think of anything else there.
No.
I've taken over your roll here. Other than a few little things coming loose, and you know, we've had a few screws coming out here. The doors have never actually fell off. Never. We had no problems with anything. All the lights still work.
Yep.
Yeah. Besides, you know, the little things, cupboard handles and stuff, are a bit sticky. That's pretty much put up with what we're doing. And look, we're hard on gear. You probably can see we're not good at looking after things. We try our best to keep things tidy, but we're in the dirt all the time. They always seem to get a bit dirty.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yep.
And yeah, the air conditioner's really good. The heater, reverse cycle, yeah, I wouldn't rate the heating in it, but they've got the newer versions now.
Yeah.
It'll keep you, it'll take the chill off the air on a cool day, but if it's cold, it'd do you no good. It's wasting power. Yep. So that's why we got the diesel heater put in.
We like to winter camp, so.
No, they all come, well, I think nearly all of them now come with diesel heaters and lithium batteries these days.
Yep.
And they got the new upgraded Dometic, some other breed of air conditioner. I don't know what they're like, but the air conditioner just works. The only thing I don't like about it, you can't adjust these vents. Yeah. The air just goes out that way.
Which means, what did we have to take off up there? The bloody...
Oh, the alarm, the smoke alarm, which is in the drawer.
Yeah, we had to take the smoke alarm off and put it in the drawer, because when it's so close to the air conditioner, that when you've got the air conditioner on, it just sends the smoke alarm off.
Yeah, I don't know why. It was getting so cold, but it was making it go off, so we had to take it off. But if these were adjustable, it'd be better, because it just blows the air across the roof rather than it down, or you can't direct it. But it's still, you leave it on a couple of hours and you're pretty cool anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now into the nitty gritty. Do we still love this van?
We do. We still love it.
Yeah, we do. It's served us well.
Yep.
And would we buy another one?
Yes, we would.
Yeah, I'd buy another Austrack. I wouldn't buy the 15, the pop. Now we've had this one. If I was to get another one, I'd be looking at, say, the 16, the Gibbs 16 or something. Yep. So it's a full van. Yep. Just eliminate this popping and that. Not that it's real hard, but I just, you know, the update.
I don't really mind the pop top, and I don't really mind folding the bed out, but I think that like the trip we did now, when we did the 5 months on the road, we were up through the Northern Territory, up the Gibb and then into Queensland. it was hot and we were outside all the time and I didn't really notice it, but this trip we've been in South Australia, it's been windy and sometimes it's cold, and because 4 months of that, I've noticed there's not a lot of space inside to live. It's perfect for being outside. We cook outside, we sit outside, but if you can't do that, like I know when we were in Lipsum Cove and it was just so windy and so cold all day, we were eating egg sandwiches in bed. Like there's nowhere to kind of for the both of us to sit.
You got the seat.
The seat's here.
But it gets uncomfortable.
But it's, yeah.
So
and imagine the two of us sitting here, like Bliss and I both sitting here all day. It's just not, there's not a lot of...
You can do it for a little while.
But it's not comfy.
No.
It's not comfy to sit here and eat a sandwich or...
putting your feet... So there is a table that comes with them. We never got it put in because we wanted the room, because we looked at it with the table and he sort of come out about here, you didn't have much room.
Yeah.
So if we had a table, it'd probably be a little bit better. But...
And I think that if you were doing weekenders or you were doing weeks or fortnights at a time, I would never even think of even getting rid of this van. Like I wouldn't think of changing. But if you're planning on doing a year, 6 months, a year, and you're going to end up in places like this where it might be a couple of days of crappy weather and you're remote and you've really got to be inside sometimes, then you would need a little bit more living space, like just a little bit more room on a lounge.
Yeah, it just gets a bit cramped. It'd be nice to have the table and one of those L-shaped lounges. You had a bit of room, you can eat in here, or you can work in here. You're not having to sit on the bed all the time. So it does get a little bit cramped if you're going to be in here all the time. But
but other than that, we loved it, and
I wouldn't
we have loved every minute of having it. We have rated the service that we've got from Austrack.
We've had good service with them. The vans hold up really well. Every van has their problem, and this has had very minor issues. I've spoke to other people with these newer vans and bigger vans, and they've had heaps and heaps of problems right from the get-go, and this one really... This hasn't been a problem where we haven't been able to go anywhere. The biggest problem we had, which I thought was the worst, was the trailer brakes not working. And that is a big deal.
It is
because it is a heavy van. They are heavy. But they are heavy because they are made for off-roading, so they've got the biggest chassis and stuff. So you got, if you want full off-road, you're going to get a heavy.
And we have taken it full off-road. So like, it's not an off-road van where we've taken it on a few dirt roads. We have smashed this in narrow, sandy, dirty, muddy.
We've had it on Fraser. No, we haven't. Fraser. No, Morton. We've had it on Morton a couple of times.
Had it on Morton, but we've had it on the Gib. We've had it in the Northern Territory on red dirt roads out of Alice Springs.
Corrugations. Potholes and skinny one-way goat tracks out in the scrub looking for a camp on the river and things like that. And it's held up well.
It has, We've been so happy with it and we've loved it.
Anyway.
But we just thought we'd give you an update because we did a walk around when we had it and when it was pretty new. And we thought there's always a lot of... Everyone who's got a van, there's pros and cons. And you always see a lot of people saying the service is crap, this is crap, this is cheap Chinese, this is... the after sales service is dodged. Not just with every single caravan brand. If you look around, you'll see that written somewhere. And we just wanted to give you an honest opinion after having this van and using it for years. What we've actually found ourselves.
No, it's a good van.
And our experience.
It's
and
a very
we do
good
love
van.
it.
And we haven't finished with it yet.
We have not.
Anyway, that'll do.
Wifey needs a nanny.
I need a coffee. I actually got to finish but anyway, we'll leave it at that. So if you've got any other questions about it, I know the newer ones have got a lot of different things compared to this. But if you've got any questions, just hit us up. You
want to know something, just ask.
And we'll answer as best we can. All good. And so we appreciate everyone watching our stuff, and we're slowly getting there. Our channel's slowly building, so if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. It'll mean a lot to us to
Yeah.
to keep us going. You know, it's good. We enjoy doing this stuff.
Yep.
All good.
All right. Well, we've decided we're not going to go for a swim this afternoon because it's just getting woolier and wilder outside. So I'm going to grab my novel, and I'm into book 4 of 6.
She's on the sack. She's going there.
Right there.
I'm going out there.
It's got my name on it, so I really have to. See that?
And it is your
It's got my
side
name.
too.
Exactly. So really.
You gotta go.
I
Anyway, all right, we're gonna go.
Okay.
We're rambling now.
We are.
We're carrying on.
We'll catch you.